Hello, everybody. This is Elissa from Ink Arts and Crafts, and today we are here for a WIP and chat. So WIP stands for Work in Progress Chat. Well, we're going to sit here. We're going to chat a little bit about the week, what I've been up to, plans for the Diamond Art Club release tomorrow, and Black Friday musings, because that's coming up next week. A week from today, actually, from the day I'm filming this. So anyways, we're going to work on that. We're going to talk about all of that. Today's kit that I am working on, let me go ahead and turn on the light so you guys can actually see. I am working on this absolutely stunning image right here. This is called Year of the Dragon, because you can see the dragon right there on the pattern for that. Oh my God, I just love looking at this. It's so beautiful, such a beautiful image. So anyways, this is Year of the Dragon. This is from the artist Oakita. Or Allura Pautrat, depending on, like, her name is Allura Pautrat, but you'll find Oakita is her Instagram. And this comes to us from Diamond Artisan Shop. It's a stunning piece, and they are running a sale right now. If you want to head on over there, I absolutely love purchasing from Diamond Artisan Shop. One of the things I really love is the fact that I can choose rounds or squares. So this is Year of the Dragon, as you can see right here. Allura Pautrat from Diamond Artisan Shop. It is a 67.7 by 67.7 centimeter canvas, and I ordered it in round drills. Once she switched over to being able to purchase and choose whether you wanted rounds or squares, I now buy all of my Diamond Artisan Shop kits in rounds because that is my happy place and that's what I love. So I get them all in rounds. This one does have 33 colors, and amongst those colors we have one crystal, two translucent, I don't know what the TL stands for, it's kind of like a Lumos type thing, and then one AB. So this is a beautiful canvas. I am totally in love with it. I'll show you guys what it looks like when we're done. It is stunning. Tools that I'm using, I am using my good old handy same old Yellow Dog Designs trays. I have the small and the narrow. Unfortunately, you can no longer buy them from Yellow Dog Designs. I'm also, I feel like I should probably switch pens. I can't remember if I used these pens during my last WIP and chat. I don't think I did. So I have this pen right here. This is such a cool pattern. This is from Candlelicious Pens. I actually this is like one of the few that I had from Candlelicious Pens. I think I had gotten like 5 customs, and I love the blanks that they're made out of. But this is the only one that I can use the turning for the grip comfortably. So this is the only one. I've decided I need to go through all my pens and purge out the ones that I can't use. So this one I'm keeping, but like my other Candlelicious pens, which are so cool looking, I have to put in the de-stash pile. And then we have this one right here because I'm working on the dragon canvas. So I decided to use this pen right here from Leopard Leatherworks. This is called their Year of the Dragon. This is called their Fourth Wing pen, which has that embedded dragon. I like the kind of like ivory with the gold sparkle in there, and then that darker dragon in there. So that is their Fourth Wing pen. And then I'm using this one right here, which is from TRS, this is from Triple Crafts, which is a Philippines-based small shop. And you can see this is, I think, from the Taylor Swift line. I can't remember what album is supposed to represent because I don't really listen to Taylor Swift. And I hold it on this side here because that's like a nice thick grip for me. I've been finding that I do like those thicker gripped pens much more so lately than what I used to. So those are my pens. I'm also going to be using this stunning seam ripper, which I used to trim the plastic cover on my canvas. And this comes to us from MTN Inspirations. This was a custom that I had done with one of their blanks. I had it turned to be this. And I love it that they do it like this because then you can actually use, you could change out what you have as far as the insert. You can have it as a seam ripper, and then they have some other options that you can use for that. So I'm using that one. And then my putty that I am using, I switched back over to Randa's Crafty Corner. I hadn't used that in a hot minute. So this is the coconut eggnog scented putty. And I'm also using, let's see, am I using Webax or pure? It got shoved underneath my edge of my easel. All right, and then my wax that I have on the single placer side, I went with Cozy Cabin Wee Wax. I thought that was a lovely scent to add in. Oh, smells so wonderful. So those are my accessories that I am using, and we're gonna go ahead and get started on this. So we're gonna turn the overhead off, and I'm gonna go through the process that I do. So I used to section out all of like the entire canvas. I would section the whole canvas into my sections before I got started. But anymore, I've kind of stopped doing it like that, and I just section as I go, one section at a time, mostly because, you know, the washi tape doesn't stick very well when you try to do the sectioning. I find that the washi tends to peel up, and I have a cat, i.e. chaos demon named Sushi, who has decided that, oh, that's washi tape, I want to play with it and chew on it and pull it off your canvas. So she now pulls the washi tape off of my canvases if I do more than like one section. So I really only do a section at a time anymore. If I wasn't doing this for a WIP and chat, I would totally do like this as just one section. But since I am doing WIP and chat, I don't feel like having you guys have to try to watch me go back and forth. So I am putting this into 2 sections for this one. So I put the washi tape as the line, and then I'll use my seam ripper, which again, effortless and super easy. I put it up under the edge of the plastic, and you don't have to worry about damaging your canvas by pressing too hard. And I just slice right up next to the edge of the washi tape. I always leave it where the washi goes to like half of a space. So that way when I slice the plastic and then it sits back down, it basically means that I can do the line here and I don't have to worry about putting drills on plastic. So now that I've done that, we can peel the plastic off of here and we are ready to go. All right. So with these, with this section, I love how much color blocking there are in this canvas. It's hand charted, very well rendered for these canvases. No unnecessary confetti or anything like that. I love that aspect. There is a lot of color blocking in all of the Allura Patchwork canvases. There's a fair amount of color blocking. And you can see like this section isn't as much. Over here is definitely a lot more. You'll have like one color down to there, and then it goes to another color down there with a little splash of this purple in here. Another color here, right here. That's all another color. And then like in this lower part, that's all the same color here and here that runs up, the blue that runs up right in there and right there. And then we have like the last color right there. So it's very much a lot of color blocking with that portion. I'll have some like small areas of like line blocky confetti right in here. And then the fireworks do have a lot of like line blocking with some checkerboarding in there for the fireworks in here. But I love how these are rendered. They are extremely like a happy place for me. When I want a kit that's just a dream to work on, I pull out one of my Diamond Artisan Shop kits because they are phenomenal. And I am absolutely loving how incredible this kit looks. You guys would not believe how beautiful it is. It looks so good. So we're going to get started. I am in the mood for, we're just going to use an, well, we'll start on the bottom. Normally I would start kind of like up in here so I don't have to reach as high, but I'm feeling lazy. So we're going to start in the bottom right here. So we're going to do that. I should probably set my timer. Okay. We're going to set, so I think I talked about it a little bit where I had downloaded this nifty time tracker that I talked about it last week, where I downloaded it's an app, but it has the complication that goes on the Apple Watch. So I can put in on my phone, I have all of my projects, all the canvases that I've kit up on my phone. And then I just press the thing and I select which canvas I'm working on and it runs the timer. And I have not yet forgotten to do it tracking time-wise. And it's like so much more effortless than trying to use Gems Flow to time my canvases. So that has made me super, super happy. And I love the fact that I can see, I can basically pull the data and like run reports and everything. And I'm not just seeing what I've done on one kit. I can see all of the things that I've worked on. So it's been super wonderful. And there are so many different options that you can do. If you're somebody like me who loves the data and loves seeing the details of the canvas, and seeing how long it takes you to work on it. I've been recording how long it takes me to do my canvases since I think my second or my third canvas that I ever worked on is when I started recording. So I've basically been recording my time right from the beginning as far as how long it takes me to work on each canvas, which is kind of cool because I like being able to look back and compare. What I really need to do is like pull out for all my previous older finishes. I need to pull out, like create a spreadsheet where I look at like the drills that the canvas has and how long it takes so I could get like my drills per hour rate so I can see that placement wise. I do know for a fact that it takes me significantly less time to do a round than it does a square. And confetti definitely slows me down. So that's all like really cool data. The app that I'm using does have like a subscription fee, like an annual subscription fee. So that's something that there are free versions. There is a free version of the app where you can't do as many projects or something like that. I don't know. I just have I went with the subscription version after I started it with a free trial, and I was like, actually, I really low-key love this like app. I think the one I have is called Timeline, but there's so many different options out there depending on whether you have Apple products or if you have Android products. So many different options, and really it just comes down to doing whatever one you like and you prefer. And I strongly recommend, if this is something that sounds interesting to you, just start researching and see which one you want to do. I looked at a bunch of them. I actually initially, because I had heard good things about using like Toggle and Timery. So I had initially downloaded that, but it was so annoying to just log into it because you kind of have to have like both apps, I guess. It was just so confusing and annoying. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to find something else, because I'm not like, if I'm annoyed with it and I'm just trying to set it up, then it's not the app for me. So then I looked at a few more apps and I came across this one, and I love the color. The color palette for this app is so much fun. It's a very colorful app, and I'm a color person, so I love being able to be like, ooh, look how vibrant and pretty it is. Not that that's like something that's super important in the grand scheme of things, but for me, it's important to have an interface and everything that I enjoy and like. So anywho, I am loving it. But yeah, it's something that I strongly recommend for anybody. Like, if you want to time your progress on your kits, and I love with it being right here, I can easily, if I have to get up and go do something, get up and go to the bathroom, you just stop the app, and then, on your watch, and then when I sit back down, I just start it right back up. And it's very like low-key, easy to do. It's not something that when you get distracted, like, I don't forget, which is kind of the cool thing. So yes, I'm really liking this app and the new method that I'm doing to track my progress on everything. So that's like the new thing that I've been doing this week. I think I've been using it for a week and a half. I know I talked about it a little bit last week, but yeah, I've been using it for a week and a half. Strongly love it. I think it is super fun. I'm that like person that loves the data and the details, in comparing how long it takes me to do sections versus kits and things like that. I think that stuff's super cool to see. So anyways, that's that portion. Also, on top of it, oh yes. So what have I been up to this week? So I'm actually kind of like, one of the fun things, I got to work from home all week long, which was kind of like not something I normally get to do, because it's not something you really do as a physical therapist. But I was taking a leadership course, what's called our intermediate leadership course, and it was originally supposed to be an in-person course. We were going to have the trainers coming down from Virginia, and it was being hosted in here at my hospital, actually, because we were a training site. So they were going to come down and host the course, which was an all-week-long course. It was going to be done in person, but with the government shutdown, that has kind of like really impacted the ability to do travel for work. And if it's something that can be done virtually, then you have to switch it to virtual because of the whole government shutdown. And that's still kind of in effect, because even though the government shutdown is over, we still do not have like our funding lines turned on all the way for the government side of everything. So we're still kind of like in that, feeling that crunch of not being able to do things like the way that we want. But anyways, so basically, and it was kind of like, it was nice because the course started at 8:30 every day. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like sleep in every day. I got to sleep in every day. I don't have to, and so I got to sleep in every day. And on top of that, it's like, I don't have to commute. So, figure the time it takes you in the morning to commute. I'm like, man, this whole work from home thing, if I had a different style of job, I would totally be all about the work from home. But it's very hard to actually work from home as a physical therapist. I feel like that it's just not something that's conducive when I'm I'm a hands-on manual therapist. It's not something that you can easily do when you're that hands-on style manual therapist for the physical therapy side. There's some things that I can do virtually when it comes to my work, but not a lot. So anyways, yeah, class would start at 8:30 every morning, which means, you know, super sleeping in, because normally I have to leave my house at like 6:45 to get to work and get settled in so I can see my first patient at 7:30. So not having to see patients not having to see patients all week and not having to be in class until 8:30 has been like super cool. Like I diamond painted this morning before class, which was like, I've never had a chance to do that where I diamond painted before work. I got to diamond paint before a class today. Because of course you guys know I filmed this on Friday. I also got to, I think I need to rejuvenate my putty. So I got to diamond paint in class before class. I also got to do a little cross stitching before class a couple days. So it's like I've basically been able to do all the crafty things before, like, and it's just been so wonderful. Like a nice little break from like my normal status quo that I always do. So that's been really fun. Oh my goodness. Okay. I've got to rejuvenate my putty because my, well, it's like last time I rejuvenated my putty, like earlier today, I just kind of like top off the pen, which I don't feel like replacing all of the putty. So usually I'll just scrape off the excess off of the top as far as my finger will reach down in there. And then I just cram it onto the pad of putty and get that little extra, which I have so much putty. I am 1000% fine with, you know, being overly generous and using a lot of putty. Like some people are all about, oh, well, whatever I'm doing, I can go an entire canvas without having to like change my glue dot or whatever else. And I'm like, see, I actually enjoy changing out my putty because I enjoy being able to use like different scents, different smells. I find that fun to do. So for me, it would be rather boring to be using the same stuff for like the entire canvas. I would not enjoy that. I would be like, but that defeats the fun of having all of these different flavors of putty, which I love because I can have different scents depending on my mood. Be like, oh, I'm not in the mood to smell that today. We're going to go for something else. So that's something that I do enjoy, is the swapping around with the different scents putty wise. So anyways, so yeah, class would start at 8:30 every day. I really enjoy the class. It wasn't like, I'm so used to classes being death by PowerPoint and you're sitting there and you're being talked at. And for a virtual format, that is not conducive, I think, for like really good learning when you're just sitting there and being like lectured and everything. But this was very, very well done. It was like, basically we would start off, they would talk a little, introduce the topic. We'd talk a little bit about the topic. And then we would have a breakout session where they would pop us into small groups, and they would give you a question and you had to discuss that question. And then you would, then basically one person would have to like go, once the breakout session was over, would basically be the spokesperson and talk about whatever our answer to the question was, or whatever it was that we had been talking about in our breakout in our small group. We would come back together and have like a discussion as a group about everything. And it was just like, I love that format because you would have maybe like 10 minutes of actual PowerPoint, if that. And then the rest of it was like conversation, analyzing stuff. I really liked it. It was very, very well done. We would have like an hour, maybe an hour and a half of class stuff. And then we would get like a 10-minute break. So we had plenty of breaks built in to kind of like get up and move around and give you a break from sitting in front of your computer. And then we would have like the full hour for lunch, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, I don't know what to do with a full hour for lunch because I'm so used to working through lunch. When I'm working with patients, it's like I work through lunch because I'm, seeing, it's like that's when you write a lot of your notes is on your lunch break. But this, it's like, you get the actual full lunch break, which has been like, oh my gosh, I don't even know what to do with myself having an actual lunch break like that. So yeah, it was a nice little break this week to be in the course, but then at the same time, not like getting a break from work and kind of like a little bit more of a low-key chill environment. But it was really good. We had a couple like keynote speakers come in and do talk and everything. So it's been good. I've been enjoying it. So the class ended today. And it was nice not having to like commute to go home. I did go to work on Thursday morning. So since class started at 8:30, I got up bright and early Thursday and I went to the hospital, checked my email, responded to some stuff that I had to do. And then after that, came home, got back here at like just in time for class to start at 8:30. So it was like a whirlwind trip to work. Well, I was there for a couple hours. I got there bright and early. I think I got there at like 6:30-ish or so, 6:30, somewhere around in there. And then I left at 8 so I could make sure I was back home by 8:30 for class to start. So that was Thursday. And then Friday today was like a half day in the class. So we were done with class at 12:30, which worked out perfectly because I signed up for the my painting class. I signed up for the holiday one. And when my teacher, when she does the holiday sessions, it's usually 4 sessions because every time she does like a topic or a course, it's 4 weeks. But the holiday one isn't 4 weeks. It's 4 days worth of classes, but she does the holiday ones on Friday and then the next day, Saturday. And then like a week or two later, another Friday and the next day, Saturday. But you know, she's based in the LA area. So I'm used to the courses with her being based in LA. They're usually run from 9:30 to 12:30 on Pacific Standard Time, which means here they were 12:30 to 3:30, which actually worked out perfectly for me. Absolute perfectly worked out because I could finish my class on Friday for work, my work class on Friday. And then, you know, I was able to quickly like log in on for my painting class, like 2 minutes afterwards. So it was a very busy afternoon, but it was good. And I liked the fact that I was able to do that. And then I was able to actively participate in, you know, the painting class. Cause there's been a lot of times where I'm like, well, I'm not going to be able to paint or participate on the Friday. I can only do the Saturdays because I'm at work. And then the other one, next week, we're not doing class because it's Thanksgiving, but the following week after is when we're going to do the other 2 sessions. And that will be easy day because that'll be, you know, at 12:30 on a Friday. So I'll just leave work at 12 and head home, and then I'll be able to pick up the rest of the, and then I'll be able to pick up class at 12:30. So yeah, it's working out perfectly as far as that. It was very good, like timing wise, works out great. So yeah, that's what I was up to for the most part this week. Oh, I did have, I can't remember if I mentioned last week that I had an interview last week. So a couple weeks ago, they had put out a call for applications for the Associate Director for Healthcare Business. So I was like, okay, is this a position that I truly, truly want? Yeah, I think it would be okay to have it. It wasn't one that I'm like, okay, I really want that position, but I'm like, at the very least, I would regret it if I didn't throw my name in the hat. So I put my name in the hat for it. I talked to my boss, made sure, you know, he was in agreement for me to do that, threw my name in the hat. And the interview was scheduled for last week, Thursday. I'm like, okay, easy day. And at the very least, I look at it this way, even if I didn't get the position, then it still gave me the experience of interviewing, which is always good practice when you're sitting there and you're interviewing for a position. So that, and it shows that I want to do stuff and everything. So I put my name in the hat for that. I had the interview scheduled. And then like, the funny part is like a week after that, my boss talked to me and he was like, hey, I want to put your name in the hat to be the interim director for expeditionary medicine, basically, is what that position was called, which is what my collateral duty I have as doing like readiness and training. I answer to the interim director for expeditionary medicine. And that's because the actual person that was selected to be the director won't be arriving until this coming summer. So another like 8 months or so at least before they get here. And the person who had been the interim director for the last year or so just PCS'd and left and moved somewhere new. So my boss came to me and he's like, hey, I'm going to throw your name in the hat for this, for the interim director position. Are you okay with me doing that? And I'm like, absolutely. I'm fine with that. Go for it. So he put my name in the hat for it and I hadn't heard anything. And I was like, I already had this interview scheduled for this associate director position. And then like last week, sitting in, you know, my bi-weekly meeting that I have with the other directors and the executive officer, we're in doing this bi-weekly meeting, and then like the skipper, once a month the skipper is in there. The rest of the time it's the executive officer that's in there. So I'm in this meeting and EXO announces that I am, and basically announces that I am the new interim director. And I'm like, oh wow, I hadn't heard anything, so I didn't even know if that was something that I was gonna get or not, but apparently yes. So she announced that I am the interim director. So that was kind of one of those things that I'm like, okay, if I'm the interim director for this, I really don't want to try to tackle that and the like potentially being the associate director as well. Like I feel like that would just be too much to do in addition to the other things that I'm already doing. So I was like, and so it was one of those things where I'm like, I'm not going to remove my name from the roster, because I also figured, you know, it was going to be a slim chance of me getting the associate director position. But at the very least, like I said, it's good practice interviewing, and being in front of, you know, like senior leaders at the hospital for that interview process. So I did the interview last week, Thursday. And I didn't expect to get the position. I'm actually glad I did not get the position because of my position in this new interim director role. But yeah, the interview went really well. I just know that they have like better qualified candidates for that position than me. It's like, I know, you know, the basics, but it would be a very steep learning curve for me to take over that job. So if they have somebody who's better qualified, obviously they're going to pick somebody that has better qualifications and more experience in that position, which I'm 100% like totally on board with that, because after picking up this extra job, I was like, I really don't want that associate director position, which I didn't get. So it worked out perfectly. So now I am, which it actually works out better, because as the interim director, that's actually, you know, above being an associate director, because the associate director is somebody who, basically, you know, they help out the actual director. But in this case, I am basically one of the actual directors. So I'm like very, you know, so I'm like, hey, this is even better. So yes, that has been like some good things that have been going on at work. So I'm happy about that. I think that's the basics of everything that I have as far as work is concerned. Oh, this is funny. My Apple Watch just told me that it's time to go to bed. I think I have it set for, like 22:45 or 10:45 on weekend nights. I never actually go to bed then. I'm usually up until at least midnight, usually closer to like 1 o'clock on the weekends. But at least my phone goes into sleep mode and do not disturb mode at like just shy of 11 o'clock. But anyways, so I got that position that I am now. So that's been work. And now I'll have to spend, you know, like next week, start really familiarizing myself with the position and everything I'm going to be doing for the position. So yeah, that's my like work news. And then on the, let's see, on the personal level, I have the day after Thanksgiving off. So next week I will go to my parents' house, and we're going to spend Thanksgiving over at my parents. So that's going to be good to, you know, spend the long weekend with them, and get to enjoy my mom's delicious, amazing food for Thanksgiving, which is going to be wonderful because, you know, home cooked food is always amazing. And I think we decided, because we didn't really want turkey, and none of us are huge like turkey fans, so we didn't want turkey. So I can't remember. I don't know who suggested it, if it was my dad or my mom that suggested it, but we're going to have lasagna, and my mom's lasagna is incredible. Like, her lasagna is so good. I love it. It's one of those things where, you know, I could just sit there. I don't eat leftovers, and I don't enjoy leftovers, except ... my mom's lasagna. Like, when I make a thing of lasagna, oh, I enjoy actually having all of the lasagna leftovers and eating that lasagna for like a week straight. It's so good. And that would be like lunch, dinner, sometimes breakfast as well on the weekends. But basically, yeah, like I love, that's like the one thing that I can always eat the leftovers for. Other than that, I'm not a big, like, I don't do leftovers, which is why I don't like meal prep, because I don't like leftovers, and meal prepping is basically eating leftovers every day. Because you cooked the food and now you're having to reheat the food, and that is just, I don't roll that way. So anywho, I'm looking forward to that. I think that's gonna be fun. My dad and I are gonna try to like work on my car and fix my car. Because it's been having some, like, the engine coolant, it's been burning through engine coolant quite a bit lately. I think there's an engine coolant leak, but the leak only actually leaks when the car is heated up and warm, and has coolant running through the hoses. So I think it's like a hose issue, the reservoir and a hose. We'll see. We'll work on it and try to, like, see if we can cut down on that leak a little bit, because it's rather annoying. But we're going to do that. I'll probably leave. I hate driving at night, especially over where my parents live, because it's so rural over there. It's like, there's so many deer and everything else. And I don't want to run the risk of like hitting a deer, because, you know, they're out and about because it's pitch black so early now. So rather than leaving after work on Wednesday, because the soonest I would probably be able to get out, and get off work and then get home and then grab the girls and get on the road, means that I wouldn't be leaving until like 4 o'clock at the absolute earliest, on Wednesday afternoon, which means that, you know, it gets dark at like 5 o'clock. It's already dark now. So rather than, you know, doing that and having the majority of my drive being in the dark, I'm just going to wait and leave, Thanksgiving morning, bright and early Thanksgiving morning, and drive over, because that'll still give me, you know, all day Thursday there. And then, I'll have, you know, Friday, all day Saturday, and then I'll drive back on Sunday. So that's the plan, for Thanksgiving in the long weekend. That's my plan. And of course, I take the girls with me, because they're the babies, so they have to go with me, and they get to spend, you know, they get to enjoy seeing my parents and spending time with them. Mochi's favorite person in the world is my mom. So she will be ecstatic, because she loves my mom. It's like, I do not exist when I go over there to spend time with, when I go over to visit them. I no longer exist. Mochi is like, ugh, I don't want you. I want my Ama. So she goes for my mom, and she loves my mom. So that's something that, you know, I have to take the girls with me, absolutely, so they can spend the time with my parents. Sushi is slowly warming up to my mom and slowly warming up to my dad, but she is still 100% my baby, where given a choice, she will be on my shoulders, curled up with me, being all sweet and cute, or causing chaos. One or the other. There's like, there's no in between. It's the extremes. She's either being cute and adorable, and you're like, oh, you're such a sweet baby, or she's causing absolute utter chaos, and you're like, why me? I'll be questioning my sanity for wanting a second cat the rest of the time, because she is a handful. Yeah, when she's calm and chill and being a sweet baby, she is the sweetest little thing ever. But when she is causing chaos, she is causing chaos. Like, the new thing that she has decided that she must do, and it's like out of nowhere she decides to do this. So I have artwork on all my walls, and there's, you know, a couple areas where the paintings are a little bit lower. They're high enough that Sushi can't reach them standing on her back legs. She can't quite reach it. because, you know, she tries to bat things if they're within reach. So it's high enough that she can't stand and reach it because, you know, my girls are small. However, what she just decided that she can do as of, you know, like 3 days ago, all of a sudden she is now obsessed with flinging herself at the wall, i.e. jumping up, so that way she can hook her little dagger claws into the rim of like where the frame meets the glass of the painting. She hooks her paws right in there and she'll just dangle. She'll just dangle from the bottom of the painting. And I'm like, what are you doing? Would you get off that painting? Because I don't want her to knock it on the floor, break the frame, blah, 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 blah. That particular one, she has already knocked on the floor before, back when I lived in California. So that one does not have glass on it because she already shattered the glass all over my floor back in California because chaos, that's what she does. She has broken so many random pieces of like art and things that I had like around the house. She's already broken so many random things by knocking them over and chaos gremlin. So anyways, that is her new thing. I took the painting off the wall and put it inside my closet. And now she is trying to fling herself at the painting above it, which is like, I'm like, what are you doing? And she literally like throws herself at the wall. And it's like, I'm like, oh my goodness, would you stop? She's such a little brat. But I'm just like, what? Why, little cat? Why? What has made you decide that you want to do this? And the crazy part, she has all of the perches you could want that like get her up super tall to the ceiling. She's got those. They have all sorts of different styles of toys, everything you could possibly imagine. And it's like, nope, she wants to do that. And I'm like, really? Really? What has possessed you, little gremlin butt? She definitely keeps me on my toes, for sure. But that has been Sushi lately. I did, so Joni from Creations Morin actually she has Sphinx cats, and they're the cutest things ever. Oh, you're so cute, girls. Momo's a happy baby. But so, you know, Sphinxes don't have hair, just like my girls have very little hair, but Sphinxes have even less. And she has like a heating pad that's made specifically for, you know, cats. That, and you know it's one that has a timer, so you don't have to worry about forgetting to turn it off or anything like that. So I got one, and it arrived today, and oh my goodness, I got it out and like put it up this evening, and I don't have it set very high right now, relatively low right now, which, you know, because I wanted the girls, it's not super cold today. My goodness, I plopped little Sushi on there. And she was in like a little cat heaven. She was like, I can be toasty and sprawl, because she doesn't like having to curl up into a tiny cat ball. Mochi loves her cat balls, but Sushi is a sprawler. So Sushi was laying on it and she was all sprawled out. She was like on her side, all sprawled, little flat cat. It was the cutest thing ever. And then Mochi hadn't realized that, you know, it's a warming thing yet. So when Sushi got up to go do something, I plopped Mochi up there, and now Mochi is laying on there because Mochi loves to be warm. Like, she takes it to the extreme. Like, she's usually, if it's below, you know, 78 degrees in the house, Mochi is curled up inside a sweatshirt because she gets cold quickly, because her coat is thinner than Sushi's, and she does not like to be cold. Like, I can put a sweater on her, and she is a happy little clam. She doesn't like me snagging her to pop the sweater on, but once the sweater is on, she's like, okay, I'm fine. I'm toasty. I like this. Now I'm going to go lay inside a sweater while I'm wearing a sweater so I can be even toastier. That's Mochi. Yeah, it's so funny. So anywho, I got the heating pad, and now it's sitting on the perch, the girls' perch right behind me, the cat tree. And Sushi is now curled up inside her hammock like she normally would be. But Mochi is laying on top of it, and she is so happy because, you know, her belly can be warm and toasty. So I'm like, okay, that's perfect. Because especially as it starts to get colder, I wanted to make sure the girls could be nice and toasty. Especially when it, you know, the temperature starts to drop, that type of thing. So I got the girls a little heating pad. They are so spoiled. These cats are so spoiled. It's ridiculous. And I like the fact that I can set the timer on it. So then I don't have to remember to turn it off because I would forget. As it is, if I turn on the wax melter, the wax warmer, whatever melter thing, I have to like set an alarm for myself. Otherwise, I will forget to turn it off. And, you know, those things get hot and I'm like, I don't want them running for, you know, too long. So as soon as it fully melts the wax and the scent is released, then I end up turning it off. So I only let it run for, you know, maybe half an hour tops. Because if I let it go longer than that, I will completely forget about it. And that's not good to do. So anyways, the girls definitely approve of my latest purchase for them, which I got an early Black Friday sale for it. But they definitely approve of the little heating pad. They are like, this is perfection. We are happy cats. And, you know, that's my life, spoiling these cats, because, you know, what else would I do with myself besides spoil my cats? So yeah, let's see. I think this color is actually going to have some colors up higher. I'm like, do I continue working from the bottom upward, or do I go with like this color because it's only right here? I'm still gonna go with like from the bottom up. I feel like I need that symmetry of just kind of like working it continually. I feel like I need to de-static my tray. It's been a hot minute and it's starting to get staticky. Like there's usually like 3 drills that don't want to release from the tray. So, you know, they have some static in these ones. Breathing on the tray, see if that helps. There's some static in these trays, mostly because the temperature and the climate has started to change. It's getting a little bit drier lately. It's not quite as humid as it normally is, so that means that, you know, I typically see an uptake in static when there's a lack of humidity. So yeah. All right, let me see. How much time do we have? Okay. All right, we're doing good. We got like another, you know, 15-ish minutes or so for talking. I also have these really random hiccups going on right now, which is kind of silly. So anywho, so got the thingy for the girls. And then on top of that, oh yes. So that's basically all of that. So now we'll move over and we'll talk a little bit more about diamond painting stuff. So, I will be purchasing the Yume tomorrow, because that Yume, I actually, I had just shared, like, we were talking about, like, things that we want to see for Black Friday in the Crafters Den Discord. We were talking about things we wanted to see for Black Friday, canvases and things we'd want to see released. And I had, like, showed some of the Yumeis that, you know, I've voted on that I would really like to see. And one of them was the mermaid that is being released tomorrow. That was one of them that I was hoping to see for Black Friday. And guess what? I don't have to wait for Black Friday. It is being released on Saturday. So I'm really excited to see, to get that one. So I'm getting that one. And then because their Diamond Art Club has that BOGO sale going on, I'm like, you know what? With it being, normally I just buy the one canvas, but with the BOGO, that's basically if you get 2 canvases that are essentially the same size, they're going to cost the same, which means now you're going to get 25% off each of those canvases. So I'm like, I'm going to use the BOGO sale tomorrow for that discount and get 2 kits instead of just 1, which will give me the free shipping. And I will then also, you know, get the kit I want, and I can snag one of them off my wish list as well. So that's what I'm doing for tomorrow. I was contemplating which one to get, and I was between the Beach Gathering, which is a Thomas Kincaid, which when I do eventually purchase that kit, because it's on my wish list, when I do eventually purchase that kit, I am going to edit the chairs and like fire pit out of it and just leave it where it's just the landscape with the sea in it, the seascape, and remove the person element, because I don't like things that have like houses and cottages. That's not like my main style. Like lighthouses can be cool. That's a little bit different. But otherwise, I'm not like really big on, oh, look, the typical Thomas Kincaids where it's like, you know, you've got the church, like the Christmas ones that were released. Those are all ones that I'm not a fan of. So, anywho, but there's a couple, like I really want the Big Sur one that already sold out. And then the Beach Gathering, that's the other one that I really want. And then yeah, so anyways, so I was between that one and my other one that I was contemplating is the Christina Yen, the Green Dragon that just released. I think I can't remember what the name of it is. Maybe it's like Enchanted Forest or something like that. I don't remember, like Guardian, I don't remember. But it's that beautiful green dragon with the little dragons all around it. Oh, it's so pretty. It's a beautiful, beautiful canvas. And that one is on my wish list as well. So I think I decided, I was contemplating and thinking back and forth. And I'm like, you know what? I love greens. That one is calling to me a little bit more than the Thomas Kincaid. So I'm going to snag my Yume and then that green dragon one from my wish list. So those are going to be the two that I purchase for tomorrow. And then we have Black Friday. So I don't know how many of you guys are like highly anticipating and looking forward to Black Friday, which is coming up so soon. We just have like less than a week to go now. So kind of like one of the things, I am going to be very strict with myself with only like the must-have artists, which the absolute must-have artists are Art by Julia. That's a must-have. Geneva Bowers, that's a must-have, and then Yume, that is a must-have. Those are my three artists that if they release something from those three artists, and then there's like small artists that they do very rare releases from, like Jenny Lee. I love hers, so if they release something from her, then I would probably end up getting it if it's one of her landscapes. But like the three main artists that I will purchase everything from is Art by Julia, Geneva Bowers, and Yume. So as it's like I want them to release something from each of those artists, but at the same time I don't, because I want to like purchase as little as possible. I do have a lot of points, and I'm probably going to try to utilize, it depends on how many kits I want for my plan of attack. If there's only a couple kits that I want that they release, then I will just use points for all of them and not have to pay like any money, because normally like if I know there's a lot of kits that I want, I will do 2 orders. The first order with the discount code that they have for Black Friday, which is usually what, like 30-ish% or something like that. I'll typically use the Black Friday discount code and purchase part of the order, and then that'll give me more points that I can then use to redeem for the next half of my order. So I'll typically break it up and do 2 orders that way, using points for one order and like cash for the first order, and then points for the second order. But if there's only a few things that I want and it's enough that I could buy them all with exclusively with points, then I will just do that, and I won't do 2 separate orders because I'm restricting myself on what I can purchase for Black Friday. So those are going to be like my must-have artists. And then of course, the one artist that I'm really, really, really hoping that they do actually release, as much as I want Yume's and as much as I want Geneva's and as much as I want Art by Julia's, I'm kind of like hoping that they don't release very many from those artists. We know for a fact that one of the Black Friday kits is most likely going to be an Art by Julia, the panda one that they showcased and they like teased on their Facebook page. So the panda one, the Art by Julia Panda Market one, is one of them that I'm fully expecting that they will release for Black Friday, because they already kind of showed what it looks like as like a teasy sneak peek. So there's that one. And then their comment that Diamond Art Club posted this, that they just posted, I think like a day or 2 ago, was basically, it was something like, what about a Geneva Bowers? They posted this, I think, in the VIP group, their Facebook group. They were like, how about a Geneva Bowers? 97 colors, like something crazy, like 19 fairy dust, like one, like, and then like all these different types of, like 3 different types of specials, but 19 fairy dust, which means it will officially be the largest or the highest special drill count canvas. So that's one that if they do, that's one that I'm expecting that that's going to be a Black Friday release based off of how they worded their comment or their post. So that's one Geneva and one Art by Julia that I know I will be purchasing already, just by like what they've what they've teased before we even roll into the releases. So there's that. And then on top of that, we've got, yeah, so those ones. And then the artists that I do actually want them to release stuff from, and that I like, because as much as I love when my favorite artists are released, at the same time, I have a number of kits from those artists. So at the same time, I'm like, okay, but please don't, because I don't want to have to purchase a lot of stuff. Because like last year they did me dirty and they released 10 Yumeis on Black Friday and then 2 more Yumeis on Cyber Monday. So that was, you know, 14 Yumeis or 12 Yumeis, math wrong. 12 Yumeis just in that like one weekend, which is a lot. That is a lot, especially when you're purchasing all of them. I was able to redeem points for a good chunk of that cost because I usually save my points all long for Black Friday for that reason. And then on top of that, yes, so those ones I kind of don't want them to release, but at the same time, yes. But the artist I am anticipating the most, and I really want them to release more work from, is Sybil Art. They have only released that one kit from Sybil Art, and it was it was an Easter kit, so it wasn't even like one of Sybil's like really beautiful, amazing, spectacular pieces. It was one of like her cutesy line, because she's got a couple different styles that she does. And I'm like, we need the beautiful Sybils. Where are my beautiful Sybil like ladies? Come on. Where are all of those beautiful images? All the ones that I've been like collecting from crafties, from like D-stashes from people. Those are the kind of ones that I want them to release from Sybil. So I am really highly anticipating that and hoping for those. We will see if that happens or not, but I really want it to happen. I'm like, come on. I mean, the first time they released, I want to say the first time that they released a Margaret Morales was the year prior for Black Friday. So there's a good chance that, you know, a new artist, or like, well, they have the one kit from her, but we haven't seen anything since Easter. So there's a high chance that we could get, you know, a Sybil Art release this coming week. And that's what I really want to see, is a Sybil Art. I feel like there's usually a couple artists that they release a number of images from. Like last year it was Yume. And then I think they also did a fair number of like some of the AI artists. I don't really pay attention to those. And then they also, the year prior, they released a ton of, I think it was a ton of Mandy Manzano. There was a number of Mandy Manzanos released the year prior. And then there were also a bunch of, I think there were like a number of Hannah Lynn's as well. There were a ton of Hannah Lynn's that were released that particular year as well. So it's like they tend to do it where they'll release an artist in batches. And which is like really cool seeing that many new kits from like your favorite artists. But at the same time, when you're somebody who likes to have collect all of the kits from that artist, it's painful. It's super painful. So we will see what they do as far as their release. But I'm really it's kind of fun, like building up that exhilaration and everything for it. And then there's also, you know, so I've already planned, because, you know, there's all the different small shops that are releasing their you know, their discounts and their codes. And I know there's I think a spreadsheet floating around with all the different codes and like the sales that the different small shops are doing. I personally will purchase, I think, like 2 canvases that I had wish listed from Diamond Artisan Shop that I really want. So I will probably purchase 2 from there. I'm not allowing myself to purchase any more Jaded Gem Shop canvases until I work through some of the ones that I already have. Because I have a lot. But at the same time, I'm trying to really cut back. And I know, like, on the Jaded Gem Shop side, I can purchase them once I finish some of the stuff that I have. I can easily purchase, because those are easily made to order. Same thing with Diamond Artisan Shop, but that's going to be a matter of, you know, just purchasing like the 2 kits from Diamond Artisan Shop, which is, you know, not too bad. I also have told myself, like, when it comes to Jaded Gem Shop, until I have no outstanding orders with Jaded Gem Shop, I can't place another order for Jaded Gem Shop. I have to have like no more outstanding orders. The cool thing, I am 1 canvas. I finished one of my customs from Jaded Gem Shop that I had ordered 2 years ago on Black Friday, which was the custom of Mylan. I finished that one last week. So now I just have one more custom to finish, which is my Myanmar monks, which is actually one of like my top 10 most intimidating canvases. But I need to finish that one. I need to do that one early, some point early in the year next year. And then once I finish that one, I can order more customs because I'm not allowing myself to order any more. I can't order any customs until I finish the 3 that I already have. And I've got 2 down and I just have that one more to go. And then I will be done with all of the customs and I can make another order for customs. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at as far as that's concerned. But the sales for Jada Gem Shop are fantastic. And then I'm probably going to peruse and check out some of the other small shops and see. I do love supporting small shops, but at the same time, I'm like really trying to be conservative on what I purchased this year. And we will see how I do next week. You guys will find out next week in next week's WIP and Chat how well I am able to, you know, limit myself for my purchases for this this coming week for Black Friday. I really want to kind of like have a good sense of control and not go crazy like I normally do with my purchases. But that's kind of where we're at on that aspect. But anywho, I did not finish this section right here, but that's okay. I'm going to turn off this light and then I am going to turn off my light pad so you guys can see what this looks like. It is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And that way you can kind of see the colors. And like, look at how awesomely vibrant these like translucent, whatever they're called, drills are. Let me try to block that glare a little bit. But I've got that whole bottom portion done. We're gonna turn on the light so you can actually see the color of it. Look how pretty that color is. I know we have that glare, but look at how sparkly it is when we look over there. This is a stunning image. I have a good chunk of it done so far and it looks so good. So I strongly recommend if you want to purchase like a high quality canvas, Diamond Artisan Shop is phenomenal. They have great artwork and I am loving working on this kit. And the color palette of these Elora Poutrats is just so dreamy. It's wonderful. But anyways, that's all I have for you guys for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.